Hello, welcome back to my garage. Getting back to work on Phantom's truck today. Gonna make the finishing touches, and we'll send her down the road. All right. Hey, let's get into this, guys. So, first thing on the list today is we got a little bit of an issue here at the new shop. I think we got some things missing. What do you think? Your guess is as good as mine. I I really don't know. Uh, I loaded in for the first time. Well, this is the second time I loaded in for today. The first time I noticed that the garage doors were missing right away. I didn't notice this wall piece missing. But when I loaded in, I noticed the garage doors were missing. The first time. So I exited. I didn't save. I just exited and went back out. And I loaded right back in again, thinking that, something just happened, on load in or something, just some kind of bug or something with the game or whatever. Who knows, Crazy stuff happens in this game. But I loaded in for a second time and the same thing. I actually just noticed this wall when I opened this garage bay door. So the main doors are still here, but the garage doors are not. I haven't had this issue, obviously, at all since I got this shop, and I've loaded into this save multiple times already between setting up and different things. Make sure the trucks and everything are all right. Yeah, except for the damage on the pickup truck, on our shop truck. When I went out to the interior shop, and front end got some damage, and usually that's expected when you go out that far. So yeah, that was a extremely far trip. Anybody that's been out to the interior shop knows that. I think we got some damage here too. Yeah, we got damage on this shop truck now, which is what it is. I'm not worried about it, but because we have more pressing issues about our shop, so I'm not gonna worry about fixing these doors right now. And obviously this wall piece at this time, I am extremely surprised. Nothing else looks out of place. Nothing else looks gone, I don't think. Really, for the most part. This stuff here just gets out of whack because they're tires when they load in, but that is what it is. Everything else still looks like it's here. Nothing looks like it's gone. Like in our other save, we were having stuff disappear. Everything looks like it's here. I don't think we were going to have that issue of stuff really disappearing over here. So that's not the issue. It's just something with I don't know if it's something with the building or the game. I don't know, and I don't want the guy that gave us this shop to use. I don't want him to take that, Rooney. I've told you guys, he's the one that donated this shop to us, which I appreciate very much. I don't want him to think that we're talking negatively about this at all, because I love the shop. I'm very grateful that he wanted to give his creation to us to use in our videos. So yeah, I'm not talking bad about this at all. And actually I don't think, and I'm not saying it's his fault or the building's fault. I'm more thinking that it's the game, because I'm more inclined to blame just the game itself when things happen, because this game is known to have issues. So at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. It's really not. I mean, it's a few doors and one piece of a wall section. Not that big of a deal. I'm just glad this is still here. But yeah, I don't know why. I've loaded in so many times into this save and it hasn't been an issue. So I'm not sure. Did we bug something when we went out to the interior shop? I don't know. I really don't know, but like I said, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. Are these pushed over a little further? I just noticed. Were these like on top of this piece here, on top of this lip sticking out? Should this be over this way? Because I noticed all... No, that one's fine. I think those shifted. Yeah, that one's fine. Can I move these? Yeah, I can. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if those shifted or not. I don't remember them. I don't remember them being shifted over like that. Okay. That's better. That's no big deal. We got that covered. So, yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Obviously, I can go get some building materials and replace those doors. It's not and that wall piece. It's not that big of a deal. And really, I'm not concerned about it. I mean, they're just garage doors. Do you really need garage doors in this game? No, not really. But most of the time, if I had the main garage anyways, I leave those garage doors up all the time. And when you load back in, since you leave those garage doors up, they stay up. They don't go down like on the buildings. If you use the building materials, you leave the door open when you leave, they'll load in. When you load back in, they'll be down. The main garage won't do that. It'll be up. Those garage doors over there will be up still. And I usually leave them open because, there's no point to, really close them at all, really. I mean, but all right. So let's move on from that. That's not a big deal. I just wanted to point that out. Even the frames around there are gone. So yeah, I don't know if that's part of the garage. Yeah, that's part of the garage door. The frame going around there. I'll have to figure out. That looks like a brown color going around there. I think that's a brown. So I'll have to try to find that color in the hardware store when we go over there, but we'll do that at a later date. We got other pressing issues. So now that I've spent forever on that, let's get to work on this truck. Now, I have bought the raised lift kit for it, the leaf springs. I've got us a radiator, so let's start with that, and then of course, I got all the green trim, all perfectly shiny new leather green leather interior for this truck, fresh from the interior store way, way, way out there in the middle of nowhere. I made his plates back up. That original one was still on there. That's the original one over there. So I took that over there and copied it, and so we're, going to replace the front and back license plate he had on there, and then his grade 3 window tint. So, yeah, let's get this back in here. Sorry about all the talking, guys, but, man, I was very, very surprised by the doors not being there when I loaded back in. Really surprised by that. I've never had that with a building at all, that the doors are just not there. Well, and a wall piece. You can't just, discredit that. And I don't understand, because obviously I didn't take a sledgehammer or nothing to it. So I don't know. The only way to knock those out would take the sledgehammer to it, and I certainly did not do that, because there's no reason for me to do that. Why would I do that? Doesn't make any sense. All right, we got that radiator in. Let's get the carpet in, and so we can get this interior in the truck. Go get that door open. Not a big deal, you know. I mean, worse things can happen. Is this the, yeah, seat R, but I want to put this back trim in here. This is what he didn't, Phantom didn't have in the truck before when I received it. I am going to put one of these in there because it's supposed to be in there. Hopefully it just wasn't something that he didn't want in there. That's why he didn't have it. And then I'm putting something in there that he didn't want. But that looks really nice in there now. Really nice. Matches the headliner black. I like that. That looks good. That looks good. I don't know how the green interior really matches up with this paint job, but, you know, that's what, you know, Phantom wants. That's what he gets. I don't, you know, not that it looks bad or anything. I like the green and black interior, but I would think if you had a green or black interior, you would have maybe a paint job that would go more in line with the interior, possibly. I don't know. Maybe not. That's not always true, really. But let's, what do we want to do next? Let's put this in. It's going to screw me now. Dang it. Let's put that in the seat. I think you got to put in the front seat for it to stay down, the carpet to stay down. And then if you don't put it in right, and then you put the gear shift in, and you're going to pull out the dang carpet. Because it's going to make you pick up the carpet to get the gear shift out. There we go. Let's get the door panels on. Is that the right door? Yep. Ooh. All right. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot more to do on this pickup truck. You know, because the big part is the painting, and that's going to go right over there to the paint booth. And I figured, yep. There we go, yep. We're going to have to replace that. All right. I thought we might have to, but I wanted to see before we got that in the door. Yep. I did not buy it yet because I was unsure, but now we know. I'll pop it there, bud. There we go. Thanks. Front left. All right. Let's just throw that hunk of junk over there. Front left on the B200. There we go. All right. I'm hoping that Phantom likes the end product of his truck being fixed up. I'm hoping that he likes it and he enjoys the truck, and hopefully he doesn't wreck it again for a while. But yeah, I hope so. We've done a lot of work on the truck. Maybe more than what we really had to do, but really, I mean, I did it the way that I thought was best, and that was just replacing the body panels. You guys know. You guys watched it. So if you haven't, well, then you're really missing out. All right. Let's throw this in. I'm going to need the screwdriver. Get my screwdriver. Actually, I've had a good time, actually, putting this truck together. You know, working on Phantom's truck. I'm not just saying that. I had a good time with this one. And I really enjoy working on other people's vehicles, you know. I have my way that I like to do things, and that's the way I do it. So if you ask me to work on your vehicle, I'm going to do it how I want to do it. You know, just remember that. You ask me to work on your vehicle, I'm going to do it how I want to do it. Just like in this case, like, yeah, some of it I repaired with the hammer and Bondo, and I tried doing that with the front mostly, but I didn't like it. So, you know, I didn't like it, and I wouldn't have been happy with the final product that I gave back to the customer. So I replaced it with new body panels. I don't see a problem in that at all. And actually, if it was me, I'd want the new body panels, right? Because they're new and they're not just repaired. So, yep, that's how I feel about it. Let's put on the license plates. All right. This guy should go on there. Come on now. But yeah, I kind of enjoy working on real customer vehicles than, you know, made up customers that I make up or just, you know, sell them back to the game. You know, it gives me something more to play for, right? If I'm repairing actual real someone's a real person's vehicle, you know. Okay, so that's back on. Now, I think we got all the interiors squared away. We got headliner, mirror. I put the radio back in that was in his original truck and the cluster, if you guys wanted to know. So those two came out of his original interior. You know, pedals and a lot of this stuff, just the, you know, the actual interior stuff is what's new. So he got basically all new interior. So, and then I added that piece that goes around the back of the cab because that was not in it when I got it. Which is no big deal because obviously if I replaced the rest of the interior, I would have replaced that too. So that's nothing at all. So I'm hoping these rims here, these are modded rims. Like I said, I hope they paint when we take them over to the paint booth. They should because they are paintable rims. So I'm hoping. I am hoping. Let's do this tint before we do. And you know what? I did that window. I'm gonna take off that tint there. I just want to make sure that I have all level 3 tint around this thing. Again, it's just something that would make me feel better. And I don't believe he had tint on the windshield when I received it. So, Phantom, if you're watching, bud, and I would hope, or I'm pretty sure you are. I don't believe there was tint on your windshield when I received it. It was cracked all up, you know. But I'm not gonna put tint back on the windshield because it's not something that I would do. But that doesn't mean that someone else shouldn't do it because I don't do it. But I'm not gonna put tint on that front windshield. If you wanted tint on the front windshield, I apologize, bud. Okay, so all the windows are now tinted up with his level 3. So what I want to do, let's grab some fluids to fill that stuff up. I'm going to fill his brake fluid up all the way. And I don't think he needs Earl. Let's check. No Earl. But you can get back into your hole, bud. There you go. And let me see about... Do I have a funnel around here? If we don't have a funnel, I'm going to run over to the store. I don't think we do. What up, bud?
Did you notice your socks aren't matching?
Hey, so what? So what? My socks aren't matching. I'm poor. Only got over $250,000 in the bank. I'm poor. Is this gonna work this time for us? Probably not. Probably not. Sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. It's going to make it easier since the truck is definitely up on jack stands. It's hard anyways to fill this truck up when it's not on jack stands. So there you go. I don't know why I said that. Excuse me. I'm a little wild and crazy today. All right. We gotta get it together. We gotta get it together. If I don't get it together, all my subscribers and supporters and everybody will just leave me. There we go. Ooh. Got the juice a flowing. So anybody around here that watches my content, my garage content, anybody play or watch content on Farming Simulator 25? Just had the new expansion come out, the Kinleg, however you say it. I think I'm saying it correctly. I got on a little bit last night and checked out the new map, and I'll say actually I'm quite surprised. Yep, there we go. I'm quite surprised and pleased with how that map looks. I don't think that's right. I don't know why that didn't go on there properly. Yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, I'm quite surprised and pleased, like I said, about how that map turned out. You know, for a base game Giants map, it's really well done. I mean, I will say so. Now, is it as good as some of these modded maps out here? Heck no, but it's still nice. It's still really nice, and I'm gonna start doing a my own personal playthrough on there. I've removed all the other videos and stuff like that from this channel. But and I had thought about doing some farming simulator videos, but then when I put them on this channel, FS videos get really, really bad views on my channel for what I think I should get. Now, if I was getting around the views that I do for my garage videos, I would put FS videos out, but on this channel, but I don't, and then I put those videos out, and then I confuse the YouTube algorithm, and then my garage videos start doing poor again. So it's like I'm hurting myself. I'm hurting my channel by doing that. So not a good idea, right? So that's why I've taken all of the videos really off my channel for the most part. There's only like a few other videos that aren't my garage, but yeah. And I've also thought about starting another YouTube channel besides, this one right here that just does all Farming Simulator, because Farming Simulator does really well on YouTube. And it'd be interesting to see how I could build a FS channel, strictly FS channel up. Because, let's be honest, FS in the long run would probably do a lot better than my garage for content, right? Bringing in viewers and stuff like that. I mean, let's be honest about that. But FS is also a lot more saturated with content creators than my garage, right? A lot more. Okay, well, the truck is not starting. I didn't do anything to it. Let's see here. We have the coolant. We have the Earl. Battery should be fine. All we did was take off the wires in the battery. That should be good. What the is our problem here? Try it again. Nope. So what's the deal here? What is the deal? I thought we were going to be just about done with this thing. Oh, we're missing a freaking drive shaft there. Would that wouldn't stop it from running, would it? I didn't notice that before when I'm going to have to go back and look at the video from yesterday because I recorded the first part yesterday, which was Tuesday. Today's Wednesday that I'm recording the second part of this build. I'm going to have to go back and look at that video when I got underneath the truck to see if this drive shaft is missing. Because I didn't notice it missing yesterday. I didn't notice that. Not that it's a big deal. I didn't, think it's that one there. I'm just surprised if it wasn't there that I missed it. That I didn't just completely missed it and didn't see it. But, I mean, it's certainly possible. I miss a lot of stuff, so. I don't think there's any up front there. Everything's good here. Oh. I didn't even mess with that and that was loose. Phantom, you had some loose bolts, bud. Maybe that accident jarred it loose. Let me get under here. Let me check these here. Make sure they're good. I'm using no clip to get under there because you can't get under there because of the collisions. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that would that stop it from starting? I don't want to have to tear apart this whole engine, do I? I keep freaking moving back in this truck. The battery sounds like it's starting to die. I don't think the battery's bad. I think this truck is moving back some. Son of a gun. Yeah, those were all tightened up. Battery's 99, so the battery's not the issue. The wires look fine. Is everything good on the wires? Fuel line's in here. Oh. You know what? My complete dumbass. I'm an absolute dummy. Once again, absolute just buffoon I am. You guys are probably screaming at the dang TV. It's not the first time I've done this before. Where I've replaced a fuel tank and then I forget that there's no fuel in the tank. And then I go to start it and I'm like, wait, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? It won't start. Yeah. I don't even know why you guys watch me. Hey, there's one of these. Buddy Rooney has all kind of stuff laying around in this save. I'm finding more and more stuff just scattered everywhere. And actually, I haven't even been in the gas station yet. And I notice he's got nice Mortal Kombat. What's up, fishy? Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Dude, I definitely got ADHD or whatever. I get sidetracked so easy. Hey, look, an ATM. Cool. $1 million. Nice. Alright, what did I come over here again for? Oh, yeah, gas. Holy crap, I forgot what I even came over here for. Dude, I am losing it. I am absolutely losing it. Sorry, guys, if I'm a little off the rockers today. No, got off the deep end. Have to excuse me for my nonsense. Give my buddy a full tank of juice here so he can drive all around my garage county. Oh, I think that's full already. Just sitting there filling it up, wasting gas. Alright, let's run this big old tank over to the truck and bolt her back up on in there. And yeah, see, like there's even a headlight here. Let me pick that up. How good was that? Oh, it almost went through the ground. There we go. Put it in the backpack. I think it was a perfect headlight. I'll probably keep finding stuff around here, man. He's got stuff scattered everywhere. Because when he gave me the shop, he gave me a save, and yeah, he's got stuff everywhere. If you give someone their save, you'll have exactly what they have in their game. So, for any of you that don't know that. Because you can do cool stuff like that in my garage. Okay, let's see if that took care of our problem. Look, just like that, just fired right up, purring like a kitten. All right, buddy Phantom, your truck runs again. So now, I just wanted to make sure, check that out. Everything's all filled up, ready for him to go. I did tighten those down, right? Just double check. It should be tightened down because I started it, but just make sure since I pulled it out. There we go. We're good. Okay, so now we have to get to work on the lift kit. So let's crawl our behinds down underneath here and pull these springs out of here. Oh, I gotta undo these two, don't I? That should come out. There we go. I will give these back to him in the back of the bed of the pickup because they are new. That other stuff I wasn't concerned about because it wasn't new, so... yeah, if you wanted that stuff that was bad, bud, I apologize. But you're not getting it back because it's gone now. Those other parts are gone. Okay, let's see our front here. Is that our front high? All right, there we go. And he didn't say about these being painted any specific color, so I'm just going to leave them that way. I mean, they're really not that hard to get, you know. Like I said, 6 bolts and each of these come down, so they're not hard to get to. They're not, you know, any of that, so I guess if you wanted them painted a different color, the same thing as the truck, I guess, you know. That'll be something he might have to take care of. I mean, not that I wouldn't have done it. He didn't say anything, and I didn't ask him either. So I guess I could ask him, but we're in the middle of doing it now. So this one is up here. And there we go. This guy should come out of here. So yeah, if anybody's got any vehicles they want me to work on that you know how to send over in the barn right there, and you want me to work on in my videos, go ahead. Shoot me a little message either through the YouTube comments down below, or if you're on the Discord and know how to get a hold of me on the Discord, send me a message that way about you got something you would like me to work on, and what kind of vehicle it is, what kind of work you want done on it, and all that stuff, and can talk about what I would charge to do it. So yeah. But I do want to get to. I do have a couple cars lined up still. Like I said, I have 2 cars after this truck here of Phantoms that I want to get in, that I've had planned to get here in on the channel for about a week. So I want to get all that in, and those cars taken care of. The one car is going to take a little bit of work. The other one is going to be, I think, a fairly quick job, but again, I don't really know until I get into them, so I could be completely wrong. Just double checking this stuff here, because I'm going to miss a bolt. I think I got them. But sometimes when I get to talking, I get a little sidetracked. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay. So we're gonna have to probably break out this lift here and do what we did with the other beast back at the old shop. Get it underneath the there and lift it up, because these are, I believe, the same size tires. They're just different tires. So let's load these up. And we will go into the next room. You know what? Let's throw this down on the table. Like I said, I'm hoping when we take those over there, they does look a little weird there around the rim. Around the rim there. The tire part around the rim, that looks a little weird, but I don't know. Hopefully they paint when we take it over to the paint booth. If not, they're going to have to come back off the truck and try to do it. And like I said, the hard part is this is a modded rim, so there's a lot of times where modded parts do not paint well. That's why if it's a modded rim, I'll usually use the Material Master, but the problem with the Material Master is that it'll paint the stuff in like a flat color or a chrome color, and that's why usually if I do rims, I'll do it in a chrome color with the Material Master, because, like I said, if you just paint it in the color, it'll do it in a flat color. It won't look like the paint on vehicles, like a shine. It won't have a shine to it. It'll just be flat. Okay. Move these out of the way. Just kicking everything around. underneath here and up. There we go. Grab this guy here. Okay. Let's get the other front. Looking good, looking good. Let's get our air compressor and our tire inflator deal. Cover that in the backpack. Yep, those are some big tires. Big boys. Let's take that down to 2.2. Got some BF Goodrich all-terrain. All right, that one's good. Okay. Let's move this to the rear now. I'm hoping that those paint. I really am. I'm hoping that those paint when we go over there. I don't want to pull these back off. It's a pain in the rear end. And it's just more of a pain with this truck because it, just because you got it sits so high and you gotta get this jack out and jack up, one side at a time, and it is a pain. Oh, you know what? Let's bring that back up a little bit and let's get these tires inflated. There you go, bud. Didn't want to pick up for a minute. Yeah, those are it's darker around there. I've used the smaller version of these modded tires. I haven't used the big version of these, so I never noticed that darker black rim around there before. You can't really tell with the headlamp off, obviously, but with it on, you definitely tell the difference. Yep, this one's going to be an absolute beast, too. Oh, yeah, I like these tires also. I do like them. They're the same ones, they just, just look a little different. See, if we didn't have the lift kit on there, it was going to be like, the other Goodyear ones I use. They were going to be, they're slight clipping there already, but, we didn't put the lift kit on it. It would have been major clipping. See, the back is all right. I mean, there's a little tiny bit of room right there. So there's no clipping on the rear. And we'll take this thing over to the paint booth because I want to make sure that it's painted correctly. And over there at this paint booth, they would throw some clear coat on there and also polish it for you. So I don't have to worry about any of that. Can I pick this up with my hand? No, I can't. And I just want to make sure the whole truck gets painted well and I don't miss anything. You know, especially with clear coat and everything, it can be hard. So, yeah, since it's a customer vehicle, a real customer vehicle, that's just what I feel better with doing. Not that I'm trying to take the easy way out or anything, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I want to make sure it's done all the way. And hopefully it does, because these parts are already painted. So sometimes I've noticed with the paint booth before that if you try to paint already painted parts, sometimes it won't. I've had it where it won't clear coat already, or it won't polish those parts. But yeah, if it does that, we'll just have to deal with it then. So let's set these aside. Like I said, I'll give these back since these are new. Well, they're not coming up now with the condition on them, but yeah, these are or should be new, or at least I think they were. Yeah, see, these are showing it, but these don't show the condition. Well, all right, let's take these off the bottom. And then this will be a good test to make sure she rolls forward and backwards, because we're going to drive it over to the paint booth. So, yeah, I think everything's good underneath here. Just doing just another check. It does not hurt. You know, because I could have very easily missed something. And if that drive shaft was gone yesterday when we looked, I clearly missed it. So obviously right there, I'm human. I can miss things, you know? So, yeah. And if I miss something on this truck, Phantom also, definitely apologize. I really do. So, all right. And after we get it painted, we'll come back and we have to just put on the trim. That is the last thing that I think we have to do. Yep, parking brake works. Okay. It just wasn't set. Look at that. Looking good, huh? Looking good. It's a long truck. Yep, we're in. Okay, let me push it a little bit more forward. Alright, we should be good there. We're inside. Alright, cool. Cool, I have to see what the paint code is on this thing. 2724B5. 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 Okay. Alright. 2724B5. 2724B5. It's crazy how that headlamp really lightens up the colors. Like, it looks like a darker blue here, obviously, and I know it's dark in here, but turn that on and then it turns. And the rims do look like they were painted, so that is a good thing. All nice and shiny. Even looks like even back here, there's no orange peel on the truck that I can see right now in this darker light. We'll see it better once we get it out into the light, but yeah, everything looks good. What about the bed? Bed's looking good. Okay, well, let's get it back over to the shop. I'm glad those rims painted. Yeah, buddy. I like how that you hit the brakes hard in the front end. Yeah, I like that. Movement of the front end. Seems like it runs pretty well. All right. What kind of mileage we got on this old girl? 443,644. Yep, I don't see any orange peel on the stuff that was painted before on the bed, so that's good. Like I said, sometimes I've had it do it, and other times I haven't. Sure, everything is good in here. Looks to be. All right, let's get some trim on her. Let's throw these in the back of the bed. Be easier if we put the tailgate down. I don't even know if he wants these, but I'm going to send them back, like I said. Cool. All right, so he's got the tailgate trim. That trim back here for the bed, that wheel well trim. That wheel well trim. So everything on the bed looks like we have it. Does we have that piece over there for the extended cab over there? Yep, that's there. So we need basically the stuff for the front here, and then stuff to go over the top of the door trim up top. Okay, let's go to accessories. I believe it's in. I don't know if he wants a trailer hook, but I'm going to put one on there. He didn't have one on there when it came, so, but I'm going to put one on there. Trim one front left, front right. And then we need these here. Oh, then we need the wheel well trim for the front. Man, trim is expensive, isn't it? There we go. Oh, that's on there. Dang it. Dang it. Leroy done screwed up again. Bought too much trim. Why isn't that going on there? That goes on the front. Dang it. Hey, that does go on there. Yeah, it does. Okay, never mind. Leroy might have not screwed up. And you ask who Leroy is? I don't know. I don't know who Leroy is. What in tarnation is going on here? You gonna go on? What side is this for? Trim L, so trim left. There you go. Sometimes, man, you gotta put something on and you don't get the check mark, and it's like, why is it not going on? Okay, so that trim is there. That trim, that trim, that trim, that trim, that trim, that trim, wheel trim, wheel trim. That's there. There. We need door trim. We need left door trim. We need some trim. Door trim. Door trim. Door trim. Alright. I think we have everything for the door, or not the door, but the trim. Wheel well trim. Upper cab trim. I think we have all the trim. Could put a CB in the cab for him. But that's a mod. I don't know if he has that mod. I think it's either Banana's extra parts or Banana's B200 parts. I don't remember which one that CB's part of. But I will give him a hitch. I could give him the drop hitch like we put on the Yellow Beast, but it's kind of crazy. It doesn't even bolt to anything. But yeah, could give him that. But again, I don't know if he has that mod. That is a Discord mod that adds that drop hitch that we had. That's a mod that you won't find on Nexus Mods. So there we go. This truck, for the most part, is, yeah, engine and everything is all base game except for the rims and tires. Rims and tires. That's it. Everything else is base game, I think. Yeah, everything else is base game, I think. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Cool. Close up the toe box. I think we're done for the day. We're done for the day. Maybe at some point our garage doors will just magically appear again. That's what I'm kind of hoping, but I doubt that's going to happen. So, all right. So there she is, guys. There's the finished product of Phantom's pickup truck. She's came a long way. I am thrilled. I don't see anything on the engine that's bad. Obviously, we didn't look internally, but he didn't say to do anything with the engine. He just said just fix the damage to her because of the wreck and do the window tint and rims and tires, and that's about it. And of course, he didn't, and then obviously paint it the same color as the truck, or he wanted the rims the same color as the truck. He didn't actually specifically tell me to paint the truck, but I think that's a given after you do the body repair that you have the truck painted. I think that's a given. So I'm not going to return a truck to him that's not painted again. That's ridiculous. So in some ways, maybe did I go above and beyond with this? Maybe a little bit, but I really don't think so because, it's for, Phantom's a real life person, so I don't think I went above and beyond at all. Actually, I could have did a lot more to this truck, just he didn't specify. Like, I could have put the emblems on the truck, like the Ford emblems, if you wanted them. I don't even know if you wanted any of that, but I could have did that. There's more I could do to this truck, right? Put the antenna here, could throw that CB in there, could put the actual drop pitch on there, could put the toolbox or roll bar, whatever he wanted, I could add some customizations to this truck, but he didn't specify any of that, so I think the finished product looks pretty good, and I don't mind the lift springs being the green. Now, have I painted them before? Yeah, I have. But he didn't specify that, so I think I'm just going to leave them that green. Like I said, if he wants them a different color, you know, he can always do it. But I don't necessarily mind it. Kind of matches the interior, really. I mean, look at it. I don't mind it. I don't mind that at all. So I don't mind that at all. Even if the interior wasn't green, I don't mind it at all. Even on the yellow truck we did, I didn't mind it at all. You know, to me it's a very minor thing. It doesn't matter so much to me all the time. Yep. All right, we got to get out of here. I'm standing around here talking your ear off, and most of you have already probably clicked off the video by now. So I got to get out of here. There's work to be done. I gotta get these other customer cars getting in here and get this sent back off to Phantom. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, leave it a like. If you like my content, like my channel, consider subscribing to me. All your support is greatly appreciated. So until next time, guys, we'll see you later.